All right, yeah, last season kind of like just gave everybody like the vision to see like what we could potentially be. Because I feel like last year we knew we had the pieces, like the tools to do what we had to do, but it just took that like sometimes I feel like it just takes you for you to just to see where you can go. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like by us getting a new offensive line coach and a new offensive coordinator and just starting off fresh, that kind of like gave us another chance to just like reinvent the whole culture of our whole line room. Like our whole mentality just changed. Like I only got that much to say about it. I feel like you're just gonna have to see it when the season starts. But I just know like a lot of stuff has changed. Like Coach Trout has done a great job with just single-handedly, individually, like just working with everybody in our room to just get to help everybody get to where they need to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, he understands that not all of us are the same type of players. When I say that, I mean like not just all of us. Like we have different bodies, different attributes, and he gives us the tools to like just polish our attributes to help ourselves put ourselves in the best position. You know what I mean? So I just feel like that's our new offensive schemes and new offensive coordinator and new offensive line coach is helping change the culture in the O-line room.
John Sauber, go ahead.
How often, Rasheed, do you get to go up against guys like Adisa Isaac and Jason Owe in practice, and what are those battles like for you guys?
Really, like I've been going against them two guys every day, and it's like every day we're literally getting better. Like literally from the first day we would start doing practice and one-on-ones. Like you can watch the tape. Like we're just getting better and better every single day, and the competition level is just so high. Like I know we all just real excited to just finally get to beat up on other people instead of each other. Like, you know what I mean?
Dustin, do you got another one?
Yeah, actually, I was curious. I saw your name pop up and Jason's name pops up, connecting you guys to the NFL draft. And it's so early. I just wondered, like, what do you think whenever you see your name linked to that at this stage of your career?
I mean, with that, at the end of the day, the way I look at it is just like, I mean, I just try to focus on where I'm at right now and focus on what I need to do to get there, to get to the NFL. Because, you know, anybody can say this, anybody could predict this, but it's up to me to really like get myself there. So I really don't like let those type of things distract me in a way.
Just a reminder, guys, we're going to start using the raise your hand feature if you have another question. John Sauber, go ahead.
Hey, Rasheed, how has Phil Troutwine sort of, changed you guys from a technical standpoint, and what changes has he implemented that you sort of didn't do under Coach Limegrover?
Well, with Coach Trout, the first thing I noticed that he did was like he just broke down like all the mechanics to be able to block effectively. And I think the first thing he did was I know y'all know previously the offensive line we've always blocked out of 2-point stances. First of all, he changed us to 3-point stances to allow us to just be more nasty and explosive off the ball and just really get at guys. So yeah, it's really that. Like he just turned us really all into technicians. That's what he's been doing. And I feel like that's really been like showing up on film lately from the few practices that we've had.
Dave Eckert, go ahead.
Hey, Rasheed, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, thanks. Hey, I just wanted to follow up on that. How does a 3-point stance help you do those things? I mean, why is that different than a 2-point?
I ain't gonna lie. At first, I really didn't like the 3-point stance because obviously it's easier to get in a 2-point stance than a 3-point stance. But like once I finally got comfortable in it, I realized it helps a lot. Like it helps me plan my legs more. Like you're more explosive off the ball, and you have. I personally, I speak for myself. I'm more explosive off the ball and more powerful when I have better pad level coming out of a 3-point stance. That's just me personally. So yeah, we're going to be in 2-point stances and 3-point stances, but mainly we're going to be in 3-point stances. And I feel like it just that kind of took like it took. I mean, everybody kind of had to adjust to it because, you know, I never thought I was going to be in a 2-point stance while I was at Penn State. But, I mean, of course, like, when new stuff comes around, you can't really keep on crying about it. You just got to do it and see how it happens. So, and it's turning out to be pretty good. So, yeah.
John Sauber, go ahead.
Rasheed, who's someone we should watch out for and fans should watch out for as a breakout candidate? Not necessarily even along the offensive or defensive line, just someone you've noticed in practice in general.
It's actually a lot of people. Like a lot of people.
Oh shit! I sorry, Rasheed. I unmuted you. That's my fault.
Oh, you good? But I mean, I can name a bunch of people like just firsthand people that I see every day. Like Caden Wallace has really made a big jump in like just his technique and football IQ, and he's just been like real good with like picking up to the game speed. Caden Wallace, Adisa Isaac, you mentioned him earlier. Who else? Noah Kane. All the running backs, all the quarterbacks been sharing reps. Really like, yeah, Dez Holmes. Like we got a whole bunch of guys. Like, and especially on the O line. Like I feel like before Trout, we had so much talent, we just didn't realize it. But Coach Trout's really just been like allowing everybody to reach their potential. You know what I'm saying, for themselves. So yeah, it's a lot of guys to watch out for this year. Nick Tarburn has been doing pretty good. Yeah, man. Daquan Hardy, I know he's been getting a bunch of interceptions in practice. Yeah, it's a lot of guys.
Dave Eckert, you got a question?
Sure. Hey, Rasheed. I'm just wondering, has it been a challenge for you at all with, you've got a new position coach, you've now got a new offensive coordinator. Has it been hard going through that acclimation period without having, the kind of practice that you usually would?
I only look at it as being hard. I just I just try to like control the controllables and just do everything I can to just adjust. At the end of the day, like you said, it might be hard, but at the end of the day, like it has to happen. So, you know what I'm saying? It all comes in times due. I just got to control what I can control. That's how I look at it.
Greg Pickle, go ahead.
Hi, good morning, Greg, and good morning, Rasheed. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning.
Rasheed, what's it been like getting back into pads now, into practice? What has maybe surprised you about practice, or what is different that maybe we don't know? So we know the mask and we know the shield and all that kind of stuff, but what else about the mitigation has been different, or maybe something that we wouldn't know from the outside that you guys are experiencing and working through?
Well, really with the mask, yeah, that was annoying. Kind of got over that. Practice was a little different, but now it's like it's normal now. Like we're rolling, like so. Yeah, it's the only thing is like the music isn't as loud in practice, obviously. That's it. We've been doing everything else the same though, pretty much.
Dave, Greg, question? Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, Rasheed, I'm curious about that factor of it. How is that going to change offensive line play? And I guess with hard counts and them being able to hear your calls, I guess, better, just how's that going to change things? Can you walk us through that, please? And how you think it's going to change things?
I mean, well, first, I don't know about everybody else, but I kind of like when it's not loud on the field. But secondly, like as far as like the play calls and the defense hand out calls, I don't think we really worried about that because we're gonna execute regardless. Like that's our main goal. Like if we're gonna run the ball, you can know if we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run the ball still. You know what I'm saying? Like we just gotta execute. That's the main thing. So that's our mentality. As long as we execute and do what we have to do, just strive for perfection. We're straight. We're not really worried about what the defense knows or if they know what we're going to do. You know what I mean?
What are we going to see different about this offensive line? There's been a lot of words used to describe you guys: veteran, experienced, versatile, fast, mean, bigger, so on and so forth. But when we actually get to game day and that first series comes up, what's going to look different about this Penn State offensive line compared to the opening game a year ago?
There's going to be a lot of bodies on the ground. Because that's how we're coming. We're coming hard this year.
Does Coach Troutwine, and I guess maybe playing off of that, maybe not, and David, I'll stop after this, but has Coach Troutwine brought a different mindset in that regard, or is it just you guys are at a point now where you feel like that's the expectation? Of course, that's how you're going to play. I mean, how has Coach Troutwine played into that?
It's a little bit of both, like, because at the end of the day, we know what we have to do. We know the expectation, and Coach Trout, I feel like he just holds us to that standard in a way, if you know what I mean. Like, because we want to get after everybody. It's just basically Coach Trout just giving us the tools that we need to get after people. But
Does he
that's
have a
always been the
catchphrase?
goal. Huh?
Does he have like a catchphrase of any sort, or like something, a motto, anything like that?
I mean, catchphrases. I don't know. We got our O-line talk. I don't know if I'm gonna say that on here, but I mean, shoot, we call it we the Pack Boys. That's our name. That's our O-line name, Pack Boys.
Where's that come from?
Where Pack Boys come from? I mean, we move as a pack. We one unit, so that's all it is. Like we Pack Boys.
Thank
We
you,
ride
David. I'll
together.
yield to you.
Sure. Do you remember who came up with that?
Oh, me.
Yeah. How'd you come up with it? You just think of it one day or what?
For real, how I came up with it, well, that like we all move as a pack, and one, it sound cool. Two, inspired by I'm from Maryland, so it was really inspired by like when I was in high school, it was this rap group named PPG, Pack Boy Gang, and then that's kind of what it was inspired from. Like it was a rap group I used to listen to, and then we kind of all voted on it. Everybody liked it, so that's what it was. So now it's kind of like we just making a name for ourselves now. But yeah.
So is it new, or is it something that you've had for a little while?
I mean, it's fairly new. Yeah, it's fairly new. I would say we came up with it around winter workout time. So right before we left for spring break and never came back. It's just been standing ever since.
All right. Hey, I appreciate it, Rasheed. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Rasheed, we heard Coach Franklin last night talk about the fact that Will Fries is getting some reps at guard and that Caden Wallace has looked good, Des Holmes has looked good. Obviously, you said you have looked good, but how versatile is this offensive line group? I mean, it's one thing to say that you're versatile. It's another thing to actually be able to do it in a game. So what have you seen so far in practice and the start of camp that really drives that point home?
Well, first of all, like as far as versatility, like when Coach Trout when he first got here, he what he did was, well, obviously we couldn't meet in person, so all we had was Zoom meetings, Zoom positional meetings, and he literally, like, he forced us to learn every single position. So therefore, everybody on the offensive line knows how to play. For example, I could play left tackle, left guard. I know how to play center. I know how to play right guard. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he kind of like put everybody in a position to be successful regardless of like what's going on, like because a bunch of people with COVID going on, people missing practice, like somebody has to step up, and so that's why everyone's just learning every position, like y'all said. Will's playing right guard. It was at one point Michael Minute was playing center guard and a little bit of tackle. Juice Shrugs playing center tackle. It's just everyone knows how to play every position, and I feel like that's going to help us in the long run. And it's also like, for me personally, it's like it kind of slows the game down a little bit because I'm just like my football IQ is a little bit better because I just know I'm more aware of what's going on the field and why stuff is happening, when stuff is supposed to happen. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. In terms of, if I ask you for a breakout player or two on this team this year, who would you think of? Who comes to mind first?
Like offense or defense?
Whichever, either one, both preferably, but offense is fine.
Offense, breakout player, like position. It don't matter what position.
Nope.
Man,
Like,
it's
who's a guy that
of
maybe we're not talking about enough that within 2, 3, 4 weeks of the season, everyone's going to be saying, yeah, and you guys know that people should be talking about this guy, and we're going to be talking about him in 3, 4 weeks, and you guys will be sitting there saying, yeah, we tried to tell you. Who's that guy or guys in your mind?
Well, anybody on the O-line y'all gonna like, so that's that. I've been liking. I know y'all seen a little bit of Noah Kane last year. Actually, Noah's been doing. I've been real proud of Noah. Like he's just been like really like just keeping his head down, just working and just doing what he had to do to be successful. So I feel like he's going to be a good player. TJ Jones is going to be a good player. Who else? It's a lot of people. I'm
Any
about to
defensive
name
linemen
the whole roster.
surprising you in practice so far?
You said has anything been surprising me in practice?
Defensive lineman, I'm sorry. Any defensive lineman that you've been working against or just seeing on film and you're thinking, wow, this guy's really good?
Yes. Hakeem Beeman has really been like impressing me. Like he's I think red shirt. He'd be a red shirt sophomore, but he's been playing like practicing like a vet. So yeah, Hakeem Beeman.
Thank you
Audrey,
for
go
your
ahead.
time.
Go ahead, Audrey.
Sorry to interrupt your interview there, Greg.
Good.
Rasheed, I've been asking all of your teammates this as well. I know you guys are going to make a unified decision on what message you guys put on your jerseys this year since the NCAA is allowing that. It's been a crazy offseason for so many reasons, but if you could individually put a social justice message on your jersey for this year, what would you want it to be and why?
What would I want it to be? Really? Man, just any just symbol of unity, man, just peace, because really that's all it is. Like, man, just that's really like, yeah, any symbol of unity and peace, because like that's really like what's really important with all this going on. Like trying to just get people together and just understand that like everybody's equal, like everyone's the same, like we should all love each other, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like, yeah, this COVID stuff, like, I know personally this COVID stuff just showed me, like, you just got to appreciate what you got. And the more you appreciate what you have and just don't, just kind of don't worry about, how can I say it? I just felt, yeah, any sign of unity and just peacefulness, there we go with me, really. I'm just a peaceful person.
Ben, go ahead.
And then kind of go off that, Rasheed, I mean, what's it like to be in a program where, you know, from James Franklin down through, there's support for you guys to, you know, speak out and, you know, say that we want peace, we want this?
I mean, it's always good, like, just to know that I'm always going to be surrounded with players and coaches that I know will always have my back and have my best, like, sense of interest, like, who love me for me. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just always good, just, like, just to be around all that positive energy and people that, you know, that really care about you and love you like that. And I feel like Coach Franklin and them, they do a real good job of, like, showing us that, like, they really, like, take after us and support us in everything we do. So, yeah.
Audrey, go ahead.
Rasheed, correct me if I'm wrong and I'm misremembering. It might be. But isn't Dad a retired DC Metro cop, I think?
Yes.
Okay. And so how has this summer, this offseason been for you, as we've seen so many issues around the country? And how do you and Dad have those conversations? And what maybe have you learned from him?
Well, me and my dad talk about it, you know. Honestly, my dad, like, when I talk to him about it, he just like, man, like, he just happy he just did his time and he's happy he's retired now. So, you know, really, like, his main take on things is just like, I think the thing that hurts him a lot is he says that the bad cops really ruin it for the good cops. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people like hate the police and stuff, but like literally like every cop isn't a bad cop. Like it's a lot of good cops out there, but the stuff that the decisions that some officers make really can affect other people. And I know like my father's he's retired now, so he's kind of like happy he's not really in that no more. But he said like he always told me like he knew something like this will always happen, because you know when you just keep on like just common like just regular life, like when you keep on messing with people and picking at people, like people gonna snap. You know what I'm saying? So that's his take on things. Like he's just happy he's in the position he is right now.
I appreciate it, Rasheed. I just popping in with some random questions. We're almost out of time, so I thank you for it.
No problem.